Hello everyone, my name is Grace. I go by just random75 on Instagram and YouTube. Today's hair is all about Outre's new Braid Up line, which is featuring the 100% Kanekalon hair. The hair is already pre-stretched. It's 56 inches long and I have it in the color 1B. The hair is very, very full. It has more volume. It comes in 3 bundles. As you can see, it has a nice shine and nice feel to it. There's no tangles. It's flowy and it's very, very bouncy. As you can see here, I'm showing you the bounce that I have to it. I love how the hair feels. As a braider, braiding with good hair, you know what good hair is, and this is one of the hair. So here I'm gonna move ahead and show you how I prep for this style. So first I split one bundle in half. So the half of the hair is going to be for one braid. So one braid consists of half of one bundle. So I'm going to start by splitting them, separating the hair onto my it's a threading tool that we use, so it's easier for me to use this. So I separate the hair. As you can see, I think I split each half of the hair into 5. Doing this helps the braiding process go faster, so it's better as a beginner. If you're a beginner, it's better to separate your hair as you go, because we're going to be doing a feed-in box braids with a zigzag parts. So doing this helps the process go faster. So all you're going to be doing is just picking up the hair that you've already separated. So for this part, I ended up having more hair, so I decided to add onto it. So I added a few strands of hair to it. So for each braid, I had from the previous half that I split, I had 5 strands, sorry, and then I added one more, making it 6. So to start off with this style, what you do is I start with my part. So I'm gonna make my part first. You're gonna see why we make the part first, because it makes it easier to create the zigzag parts. So the easiest way that I found to create zigzag parts is to create like little triangles, as you see me doing here. So I go into the part that I made, the straight line across, and then in between that line, I'm gonna create my little triangles. That's what I call it. It's easier to do it that way instead of like using the comb to create a zigzag right away. So think of it as creating tiny little triangles within the part that you made, as you can see me doing here. So I go down, and then you go up, and then you come back down. Like I said, tiny little triangles. So for here, I'm done with the little zigzag parts, as you can see. So we're gonna move on to the actual sections of the hair. You're gonna do the same thing for your parting to section your hair that you're gonna be braiding. So I do the same thing. I think of it as little triangles. So you create your zigzag. For this style, the part is the most important part of the hair. So I'm gonna add my shining jam to make my parts more clean, and we're gonna use the rubber band method for this part. I already dipped my rubber bands in oil to help not break the client's hair. Also, make sure, the most important thing is make sure you don't do it too tight with the rubber bands, else you're gonna have headaches. And doing your hair and having headaches is not a good thing. So make sure you don't do the rubber bands too tight. So again, I'm showing you my zigzag parts. Add your shining jam. I add a generous amount of shining jam because she has 4C hair, so it helps her roots lay down flatter. And with a rubber band, I only wrap it around 3 times. So here's 1, 2, and 3 to make sure it is not tight at all. So here's all. As you can see the parts, it looks very, very nice. Now for the actual style. What I do is I crochet in the strands of the braid up hair. So I'm gonna crochet in 1 strand at a time. So I'm gonna do the first one, and you pull at the other ends, so it moves freely in there like that. And I'm gonna crochet the other strand also in there. So remember the sections that we already sectioned our hair. So all we're doing is just picking it up and crocheting it in and start braiding. So once you have 2 strands in, I'm gonna go ahead and start braiding. So what I do is I split her natural hair into 3, and then I add it onto the braiding hair, the braid up hair. So then I'm gonna start with the braid. Outre's braid up hair, it's very, very, very smooth. There's no tangles whilst I'm braiding. It feels really good on the hands also. And as you braid, I'm gonna start adding in the hair to create the feed-in method. Crocheting the 2 strands in from the beginning prevents me from having like a knot at the start of the braid, which gives the illusion of a feed-in braid. So whilst I'm braiding, I'm gonna keep adding in the strands of hair. So for each braid, I added 6 strands of hair. So 2 from the beginning and 4 as I braid down. I cannot stop raving about this hair. I just love how it feels on the hands. It makes the braiding process so much easier. So here I'm showing you again. First, you crochet 2 strands of the braid up hair in there. So this is my first one. I pull the other end and I crochet the other one in. I try to go in diagonally. So the first one I went up, and then the second strand I try to go from the side, which prevents me from the other strand from getting caught up in the other one once I pull it through. So here I show you again. I split her hair into 3. And I'm gonna add it onto Outre's braid up. And then all I do is I just start braiding. braid up hair blends in very, very well with her natural hair. It's almost like you cannot even see where her hair starts and the braid up hair also begin. And I'm gonna start by feeding in the other strands that I separated apart. So I braid like 2 or 3 times and then I add in another strand. So I continue to do this till all my 6 strands that I separated for each braid is done. And then I braid all the way to the end. So I show you multiple times, so I'm just gonna leave you and watch so you can watch and see what I do. So here I'm all done. I'm gonna add some mousse to the hair to lay down any flyaways that I might have. And here I'm dipping the ends in hot water. Here you have to be very careful. So as I dip, and I'm gonna wipe it with my towel. I'm gonna dip the other half also in there. So doing this seals the ends of the braids and it helps the braids move very, very freely also. So it makes it more bouncier. So for this part, the trick that I do is I dip a portion of the towel in the hot water and then I fold it over to squeeze the water out a little bit, and then I lay it on the client's scalp. This helps soothe the scalp if it's hurting, because once you braid your hair is tight, and it also helps the top part lay down also. As you can see, by doing that, it helps the braids move freely and it doesn't hurt her. So for accessories, I decided to add beads on the ends of the braids, as you can see me doing over here. And here's the final look. The braids look neat, the parts look perfect, the hair is bouncy. Once again, this is Outre's Braid Up 100% Kanekalon hair. So I use 4 packs of Outre's Braid Up 100% Kanekalon hair in the color 1B in the length 56 inches. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.